So when looking at your TSP, one of the things that you might be curious about is how much money should you put into the TSP and what funds should you choose? How should you allocate that money inside the TSP? And that's a very good and very complicated question. So first of all, there's a general rule of thumb in retirement planning. Now, if you've watched any of my videos or had a conversation with me before, you've probably heard me say that around here we have a saying, and that's rules of thumb are dumb because they forget all the other fingers. In other words, there's a lot of variables that go into your personal situation. If you want to look at a rule of thumb, generally people say you put about 15% of your income away into retirement. And if you do that consistently, you'll be in a good place. And I tend to agree with that advice generally. So if you're looking for a simple answer, 15% is a good simple answer. Now, if you want to really look at it, then what I would say is that you begin with the end in mind. So you begin by looking at what does your ideal retirement look like? And to achieve that ideal retirement, how much money do you need to have saved? And to save that amount of money, given the time that you have, how much would you have to put away annually to get there? So that's a more mathematical and systematic way to approach how much you need to put into your TSP. Now, what funds you should have? That's a little bit more tricky because there's a lot of different funds inside the TSP and they function differently. So some are more risky, some are less risky in terms of market risk. And it's really important that you first understand what those funds are. You understand what your comfort level is in terms of investing, and that you understand what your time horizon is. How long do you have to let this money ride before you intend to use it? When you understand those things, then you can begin developing a plan for how do you allocate your money in the TSP. And that's definitely something that we do with our clients. We start with a risk score. We start by trying to figure out their goals, objectives, and time horizon. And then with that, we begin to develop an asset allocation strategy. And it's not usually a set it and forget it strategy, because as you get closer to retirement, your goals change, your risk tolerance changes. As your life changes, things may need to be reallocated. It's an ongoing task, is looking at your allocation and changing your allocation based on you, your goals, and your time horizon. So hopefully that begins to give you an idea of at least a general outline of how to approach investing in the TSP. If you have any questions or want to explore this further with us, I'd love to have that conversation with you. So go ahead and just give me a call and we can talk about what your questions are.